What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. That's weird to say. We are here ready to play against Aston Villa in the Premier League and Norwich in the FA Cup. I was going to show the Southampton game. They're third in the table, but I think our best odds to make the Europa League might just be winning the FA Cup. The league, I'm not super confident. We're 7 points behind Newcastle, who are in that last Europa League spot, and we're not playing particularly well. So I think it might be difficult to overtake them in those 7 points. We do play them, which will be massive. But I mean, we've got 3 other teams ahead of us as well on the same amount of games played. They're legitimately ahead of us on points. And so I think it's actually going to be pretty difficult to get Europa League this year through the league. So we might need to do it through the FA Cup. We have finished our first transfer window here. We're currently in March. So we've done some business and we brought in some sporting players. No big splashes, but I think just smart moves to improve the depth of this team, which basically before there was none. So we've brought in, start off Bartol Franjic. He's come on loan from Sporting, as has Ruan. So 2 center backs. Our only backup center back was Kalulu, and he's better at right back. So we desperately needed center backs. There weren't many great options for permanent signings. You know, we're not in Europe, so it's going to be hard to get good players. So I thought, let's get some good value on players that I know are solid, can step in and do the business. Ruan, I mean, he's been a great starter for us at Sporting. So being a third option, I think has been fantastic. And Franjic as a kind of a versatile, kind of do-it-all guy. Can play in the midfield, can play a left back, can play everywhere. So it's nice to have him here as well. First permanent signing was Reguilon from Newcastle. I wanted a left back that could at least compete with, what's his name? Our starter, which is Ruggeri. So I want somebody that could at least compete with him. Reguilon, pretty cheap deal, 7.75 million. He's 33, but kind of similar to Lucas Dean. He's still pretty good. His natural fitness is high. His physicals are still pretty good. And has a pretty well-rounded skill set. I think he already knows the nation, obviously. He's been in England for a while. So should fit in just fine. Should have no adaptability issues. So I thought that was a smart deal. And then the final Sporting player we signed was Benjamin Sesko. I did want Bruno Thiago, and we agreed a transfer fee for him, but we couldn't agree a contract. He wanted, I think, like 375 or 400K a week, which is a little high, but I thought, we could add some bonuses and bring that number down. So I added a few bonuses, gave him quite a bit more money based on getting like 25 goals, team of the season, top goal scorer, and let's start at like 250 and we can work our way, find a common ground. He came back, didn't move an inch. He wanted the exact same wage, but with all the extra money I just added. Like, you currently want more than what you first came to me with. You do realize that's stupid, right? And I kept trying to negotiate, and he would not move. He was only willing to take that 375 and 400K, whatever it was, and he did not want a penny less. He actually wanted more after that, apparently. So we couldn't agree a deal, and so I had to get in Benjamin Sesko, which is not a bad signing. For 25.5 million, I think it's probably better value than Bruno Thiago. He's still a really good player. He's got good size, can kind of do it all, can dribble, got that physical ability, got that finishing ability off the ball, can pass enough, can play a complete forward, advance forward, kind of any role basically a striker. So I think it's a good signing, and he's only on an impact sub deal, which means that we still have the ability to bring in a top striker if we need to, and I think we might be needing to. Obviously, we've got Lukaku, but he's like 36, and he's not got a goal for me yet. Benjamin Sesko can compete with him, and at the very least can be a very good backup option. And then another signing we made was Borna Sosa on loan. I wanted a third left back. There were no really good cheap ones available, so I decided to go for Borna Sosa. He knows the language. Being at Rangers, he's still pretty good at 32 years old. Just as a third option, pretty cheap deal. I thought it made sense. But after that signing, I ran into an issue because we had one spot available in our registration after registering Sosa, and we needed 2 homegrown and nation players. We were too short because I have sold Alex Barber, who deal had already been agreed, but I decided to go through with it because I just don't think he's that good. Just doesn't have anything for an end product, like 11 crossing, 12 finishing, 11 passing. He's fast and basically nothing else. Not a fan of those players. I also sold Omar McCall, who's an okay right winger, but we're doing okay at right winger, and I don't think he's that good. So to get 35 million for him, I thought made sense. But yeah, then I was low on homegrown and nation players, and so I couldn't register Borna Sosa. So what I ended up doing is I sold Maximiano, who was our backup goalkeeper, for 14 million to Prague, and then I replaced him with Gavin Vizunu, who is homegrown and nation, allowing me to register Borna Sosa. And I think it's a solid business. I think Bazunu's just as good as Maximiano. He's younger, knows the language, obviously, knows the nation, is homegrown in nation. Not Italian, Irish, I believe. So I thought it made sense. We've agreed a mandatory future fee as well as 5.75 million. So he's going to be our permanent number 2 goalkeeper, and I'm just fine with that. I think he's solid. And then we had one spot available left in our registration. It had to be homegrown in nation. And I looked through like all of our positions. I think with these signings, though, it really shored up all the needs we had in terms of backups. I think our depth right now is pretty good. So I decided to bring in Nathan Baxter, who is a homegrown at club goalkeeper, to be a third option. We couldn't register a third option, so I wanted somebody. I think of all the positions we needed depth, that was kind of the one I identified. And it's always nice to have a homegrown in nation goalkeeper. So I brought him in, emergency backup, pretty cheap wages, $2 million. I doubt it'll reach that 3 because he needs to play 50 games. I don't want that to happen, so hopefully that's not going to happen. So have those signings resulted in improvements on the pitch? Sort of. We've played 5 games since we got humped by Liverpool, and we've not lost any of them. But we played Norwich, who are second from bottom, tied on points with the worst team in the league, and we only beat them 1-0 at home. But it should have been a lot more. Our finishing in this 5-game stretch has been dreadful. 29 shots, 12 on target, nearly 3 XG, and 1 goal. Lukaku hasn't scored for me yet, other than this penalty. He did score a penalty, but he hasn't scored from open play. And then after that, we played Manchester United and drew 2-2, which is actually a pretty decent result. They were top of the table. It's away from home, and they were 2-0 up after 14 minutes from 2 of their first 3 shots. And then we scored 2 goals in the second half to tie it up, and we should have won it. We were the better team. They were top of the table. We were the much better team. 19 shots to 7, 9 shots on target to 3, and we drew 2-2. Like another game we should have won. That poor finishing means we only got a point from it. We then played Solihull Moors in the FA Cup, smashed them 4-0. They're a League 2 team, backup squad. I'm not really gonna put much focus into that. Then we played West Brom, who are also not good. Away from home, though, beat them 3-0. Our best game, obviously, so far. Havertz with the goal, Mariba with the goal, Cerezo with the goal. Mariba's probably been our best player in front of goal so far, and of course, he's not available for today because of injury. Awesome. But beat them 3-0. Another deserved victory. We were the much better team. And then a 0-0 at home against West Ham. They had just fired their manager. They were on terrible form, and we just couldn't score a goal, even though we were the much better team. Yeremy Pino was the team's leading goal scorer. He scored against Liverpool and has not scored since, and he's struggled to put a shot on target. Even though he's having plenty of shots, he just can't freaking put them on target. He's hit the woodwork probably 4 or 5 times and missed the target almost every single other time. He's been pretty bad for me, even though he's supposed to be like their best player. But 0-0 against West Ham, should have won it. Once again, 14 shots, only could get 3 on target, but still had 1.5 XG with no penalties or anything like that. So again, underscoring our XG. Looks like our sporting form has followed us to Chelsea. Today, hopefully we can score some goals because we need to beat Aston Villa. They're currently ahead of us in the league by 2 points. If we're going to get that gap closed, if we're going to get to the Europa League spots in the league, we pretty much have to beat Aston Villa. We literally just have to beat them. So the team I'm going with to do that, we've got a couple injuries. Kalulu's still not fit, back from the injury he had, out another 4 to 9 days. Mariba picked up a knock. He's out for another day, but he's not fit, so he can't play. But Reece James has come back, but not really fit enough to play the whole game. So I'm still going to start Jimmy Wong. And Kessie was injured for a bit. He's back. So the starting lineup, Mendy, Reguilon's going to start at left back. Badiashile, Cerezo, Wong. Camavinga, Mount, Gavi. Mount coming back from injury as well. Getting his first start since he's come back. Gavi has also not been good for me, like, at all. He's been pretty bad, and which is annoying because he was playing really well for the previous manager. Like, this is the stretch from this Watford game before I joined, all above 7. Since I joined, not a 7 yet, even though he's playing in the exact same position. Center mid, advanced playmaker, yet he's awful now. Playing kind of even a more attacking role because he's got a defensive midfielder behind him. He's got more ability to get forward. Before he's playing in a 4-2-3-1. So I feel like he should be pouring better, if anything, but he's been awful. And then up top, we're going with Havertz, Pino, and Lukaku. Again, Lukaku hasn't scored. Sesko did get 2 goals, I think, in the FA Cup game. But other than that, he hasn't scored. Pino only scored the 1 goal. We just freaking need goals. Hopefully they can get them today. It should be a front 3 that can score. But so far, they haven't. First highlight's going to come about 5.5 minutes in. It's going to start with us. Reguilon on the ball. It's going to find Lukaku. One thing we have been able to do really well so far this season is control the ball. Our possession has been really good in almost every single game. But that's what we've seen once we've gotten to their box. missed chances that should have been at least on target. Yeremy Pino just cannot shoot at the goal, apparently. We got a corner now, 32 minutes in. Lukaku is going to get a goal. And Yeremy Pino is going to get his first assist for me. He hasn't even gotten an assist. And Lukaku gets his first goal for me from open play, but it is, well, okay, I guess it's not open play. It's a corner. So it's a set piece. Apparently that's the only way he can score right now. It looks like we're going to halftime with that 1-0 lead. At least we did score because we have been the better team pretty significantly. So it's pretty important when that's the case to show it on the scoreboard. Fortunately, we've been able to do that so far today. Now we need to hold on to this lead. Not much has happened in the second half, but it's still been basically all Chelsea. We just haven't seen a highlight for us. And looks like that might still be the case. Aston Villa goalkeeper picks this up, and they're going to look to see if they can attack. Are they going to build from the back? No, they're going to go long. Looking for that left winger. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Havertz on the ball now. I've switched him to advanced playmaker because we brought on Kessie for Gavi because he's been awful once again. And so Kessie's playing like more of a box-to-box role, a little bit more defensive option for us. And then I'm going to try Havertz out as that advanced playmaker out wide. Before I got here, he was playing attacking midfielder as an advanced playmaker, and he was playing really well there. So he's been okay for me since moving to the outside, but not as good as he had been. So I'm seeing if he'll be better using this advanced playmaker role from out wide. He's going to have the ball here. Jimmy Wong, back to Kai Havertz, puts the ball in. Kessie at the edge of the area. That would have been a ridiculous header. 3 minutes left of added time. We've only had one highlight in the second half, even though we've had 8 shots, and they've had 5. I don't know how that's possible. But we've gone to go a little bit more defensive. We brought our wingers back a little bit, playing out 4-1-4-1. Kessie's playing as a ball winner now. It doesn't say right now, but I moved him to a ball winner. My mount's a box-to-box. I brought in Reece James at right back. And I've lowered all the tempos and everything, looking to just hold on to the ball and see this game out. This win would be very important. And they've had 1 shot on target so far. So if they get a goal here in the last 3 minutes, it'll be massively undeserved. And it doesn't look like they're going to. Looks like the game's going to end 1-0. We still can't freaking finish, but at least we got the W.
That result moves Chelsea into a continental qualification spot. You must be pleased with that so late in the season.
It's pleasing, but we're going to have to work as hard as possible to finish as high in the table as we possibly can.
This rich vein of form is seemingly never-ending. How long do you see the run continuing for?
I think we've done well since I've joined, but I still feel like we're getting a few more draws than I'd like, and our wins aren't quite as convincing as I'd like either. Lukaku gets man of the match. He finally gets another goal, even if it was just from a corner. But I think other than that, he played pretty well as well. Got 6 key passes, which you don't really think about that as Lukaku's game, but as a 36, 37-year-old, it's the kind of thing you need to bring to your game to be able to continue to compete at that age. He had a solid game today. Hopefully you can see more of that in the future. We do make it 5 unbeaten, but only 1 win above more than 1 goal. I would say I don't love that. I mean, I would prefer if the games weren't nervy all the way down to the final minute. I like having it wrapped up a little bit sooner than that. We were able to beat Aston Villa in a game we absolutely needed to win. Now we need to beat Norwich in the FA Cup 5th round in another game that we absolutely need to win. We need to qualify for the Europa League. So by beating Aston Villa and by continuing in the FA Cup, that gives us 2 different chances of getting Europa League football next year. All right, now we turn our attention to the FA Cup and Norwich. And this is the team I'm going to go with to take them on. I'm doing a little bit of rotation, but I'm still keeping it pretty strong. Zunu is going to start in goal. Reece James comes in at right back. He's only recommended 45 minutes, but Mount was only recommended 45 minutes last game, and he played the entire game. So if we can take him out at 45 minutes or so, I will. But if we need good players, I'm going to keep good players on the pitch. Ruan also comes in for his start today, next to Badiashile. Former Sporting player, has done really well for us. So I think he'll do just as well for us here at Sporting, or at Chelsea. Ruggeri's going to start at left back. Kessie's going to start as that halfback. He's not really a deep line playmaker. He only has 12 vision. But I think he can run the halfback role pretty well. Then we're going with Mount still out there, and Mariba's going to come in as that advanced playmaker. Sterling is going to start on the right-hand side as a winger. Pino starts at left wing, and Lukaku, after having a man-of-the-match performance. I wanted to play Sesko, but that was his best game for us so far, so I'm going to keep Lukaku out there. He's in good form. I want him to stay in good form. That means on the bench, we've got Franjic, Jimmy Wong, Reguilon, James Boothby, Zvonarek, Hudson-Odoi, and Benjamin Sesko. We're going to get a pretty immediate highlight. Minute and a half in, Yeremy Pino has a free kick, and it's a good one. The keeper got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out. Yeremy Pino scores his 2nd goal since I've been here, and it's a free kick. And it's probably the best free kick we've ever scored in this series. Like, what a free kick that is. Irfan's just able to tip it into the top of the net. It probably could have been able to do a little bit better there, but I'll take it. A good start to the game, but we've only had 2 shots since, not just on target, in total. We're 37 minutes in. It's been like, what, 36 minutes, and we've had 2 shots. Taryn Mafi's on the ball now for Norwich. Really good player. Player I thought I might sign at Sporting. Yunsa Bull, the former Chelsea man, links up with the former Sporting man. Sunsa Bell links up with Burak Insa. And Norwich equalize. 37 minutes in. That's annoying. I mean, that was just far too easy. Reece James doesn't get out to him enough, and Burak ends plenty of space in the middle of the box. Tough to miss from there. And that's how we're going to go into halftime. We have been awful. We're in the 82nd minute, and this is literally the first highlight of the entire second half. I haven't taken any out. This is literally the first highlight we've gotten. Fortune's going to be with us, but it looks like my shot gets blocked. I've made all 3 subs. Benjamin Sesko's come on. Lukaku was awful. Zvonarek has come on, and Hudson-Odoi come on for Sterling, who had been awful. And we've gone to a 4-2-3-1, just to be a little bit more attacking. We've moved to attacking, higher tempo, looking for a goal, and we've hit the woodwork. And it's so fucking frustrating. Hudson-Odoi is not going to get to that, but Reece James is. He's going to have to play the full game. We have no more subs. 85th minute. This is going to go to a replay. Are there replays to this round? 4 minutes left. I don't want a replay. We need to get a freaking goal. We've just been awful today. We've been better in the second half than we were in the first, but we've still not been good. And I don't think we're going to get a highlight. 93rd and 94th minute. It's extra time. So at least it's not a replay, but we're going into extra time. I don't want to go to penalties. About 5 minutes left of extra time, and we've not seen a single highlight in extra time. This might legitimately be the worst game I've ever been a part of. We're going to penalties. We're going to take the first penalty, and it's going to be Benjamin Sesko to take it. He didn't have a great penalty record for us at Sporting, but he's going to take the first one here, and he is going to score it. We're on the board. Now it's Norwich's turn to have their first taker. It's going to be Taryn Mafi. Each striker is going to take the first penalty for either team. Is Mafi going to be able to score? The left-footed striker. Come on. Bazunu. Make him. Yes. Right down the middle. Bazunu doesn't move, and he makes the save. I'd feel a little bit better if we had Edouard Mendy in goal, but Bazunu still a decent shot stopper. Reguilon's going to be our second taker. He's come in the extra time, and we didn't see a single highlight, so don't even know if he's been any good, but he gets his penalty here. Now, third taker, or second taker for Norwich, that is. Rualt? He's either a regen or a dude I've literally never heard of. He's going to take their second penalty. They've already missed one, and they don't miss the second. Bazunu goes the right way, but he's not able to get to it. Who's our third penalty taker? It's going to be Ilaix Mariba, one of our best players in front of goal in our last 6-7 games. Can he step up and put this one away? Put us up 3-1. He blazed it over. He's one of our best penalty takers, too. I think he's our second best penalty taker we have on the pitch. I put him at third because I thought it'd be a big spot, and he misses it. Pennant looking to equalize it on 2-2. 4 penalties. Can Bazunu make another save? It's a very good penalty. Into the bottom corner. Once again, Bazunu goes the right way, but he can't stop it. Now our best penalty taker, Frank Kessie. He's coming up fourth. If he misses this as well, I will just cry. Kessie, 18 penalty taking, by the way. He scores it. That looked like it was going over, but ended up being top bins. Next up is the former Chelsea player, Sunsa Bell. See if he's any good at penalties. We have to be better at penalties than Norwich, right? Like, it's Norwich. But almost every single one of their penalties, other than the one down the middle, was as nearly perfect as you can about get. And once again, Bazunu went the right way. Now, Jeremy Pino. He's got really good composure. Not the best penalty taker, but he's got really good composure. And we know he's good in front of goal. Leading goal scorer. He puts it away. Now, Norwich are going to have to score this one if they're going to continue this penalty shootout. Bazunu, make yourself a hero. Who's going to be up for the 5th penalty for Norwich? Take all the time you need. I don't mind. Okay, maybe get a little bit quicker than that. How is he not on the screen yet? Is he coming from the stands? Okay, it's Saglar Suyuncu. I'm assuming that's who it is. I doubt there's any other Suyuncu. Their center back looking to take this penalty. He's pretty old, and he still puts it away. Again, top bins. These Norwich penalties have been ridiculous. Now it's Callum Hudson-Odoi for us. He's been here the entire time. He's a Chelsea man through and through. So can he score this penalty in the FA Cup? He does, but barely. In off the inside of the post. I mean, for one, you can say that's never being saved. But for two, he nearly missed. Now, once again, Norwich have all the pressure on them. They have to score if they're going to keep this penalty shootout going. Zunu saved one. Now it's going to be Nardoni. No idea. Can he take a penalty? They're number 7. Come on, Gavin. Bazunu. maybe should try not kicking it down the middle, because, you know, they tried that twice and they missed both of them, but every single other penalty was perfectly into the corner. I mean, it was deserved. We were the better team. Once again, we underperformed our XG. Still, 16 shots. You should be getting more than 7 on target. You should be getting more than 3 half chances. They get a single clear-cut chance. We're not creating good enough chances, and we're not putting about any of them away. That was far closer than it really should have been. Norwich are one of the worst teams in this league. How are we going to fare when we actually have to play a good team? Look at the other results in the FA Cup. Watford beat Tottenham. That's big. Tottenham get knocked out. They're actually like in 2nd or 3rd place, so that's actually pretty massive. Arsenal do beat Ipswich, but only 1-0. Liverpool smashed Crystal Palace, to be expected. Blackburn beat Newcastle. Newcastle are not bad either, so that's actually big. If we can get Blackburn, we should be able to win that. All right. Man City beat Wolves in extra time. West Brom beat Coventry. Leeds beat Derby. And, of course, we beat Norwich on penalties. So that means the big boys left are City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Hopefully, one of them can get, you know, one of the others in the next round. I would like them to knock each other out. In terms of who I want, I mean, obviously, it's pretty obvious. Blackburn, West Brom, Leeds, just Watford. I mean, basically anyone that's not Arsenal, Man City, or Liverpool. When's the draw, actually? When is the draw for the quarterfinal? It is on the 8th, and our next game is on the 9th. So I'll see you for the draw. All right, time for the draw. Come on, Blackburn. All right, let's see here. First team out of the hat is West Brom. I would take them. I would very well take West Brom. We beat them 3-0 last time we played them. Away from home week. It's Watford. That's not ideal. That is very, very not ideal. I mean, I guess it leaves Arsenal and City and Liverpool to possibly play each other, but now there's only Leeds or Blackburn that I would want to face. All right, next out of the hat is Leeds. If this is Blackburn, I cry. If it's us, I feel okay. It's Liverpool. Okay, I mean, Liverpool get an easy draw. What else is new? Now we need to see Arsenal play with Man City, and we take on Blackburn. Please, would like to see that. Arsenal, Man City. If this isn't Man City, I will cry. I mean, I'd rather face Arsenal than Man City, so if it's us, not the worst thing in the world, but I would very much like this to be Manchester City, please. Thank you. We get Blackburn, and we're away. It doesn't really matter. They're Blackburn. I think they are in the Premier League. They are. They're 18th. 1 spot ahead of Norwich, who we just went to penalties with. But still, we should be winning that game. So when are we coming back? Well, we've got a lot of big games coming up. Southampton, who are 4th now. They were 3rd. And then Blackburn in the FA Cup. But we've got so many big games, I can't really show them all. I mean, Brighton should be winning 15th. Wolves, 12th. Another game we should be winning. Blackburn. Should be getting past Blackburn in the FA Cup. But this is when it gets real, really real. Newcastle, who are direct rivals for that Europa League spot. They're currently in that last Europa League spot at 6th. Tottenham, who are 2nd. And then Man City, who are 3rd. That's probably going to determine our season. And I think the FA Cup semifinal, if we get there, it's going to be around that time too. So, yeah, there's too many big games to come back for. I feel like I need to show all 3 of these. And if we get to a semifinal of an FA Cup, it'll probably be here as well. So, I don't think I'm going to come back for Southampton, Blackburn. Just far too many good games. And we should be beating Blackburn, even though Southampton are a good team. We are at home. Would like to win that one as well. But I think next episode is probably going to be Newcastle. Absolutely have to show the Newcastle game. And hopefully an FA Cup semifinal. I'll see you then. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you next time.